Hello, guys. How's everyone doing today? We are live again, and today wanted to play a classic game which has recently been released with the Ultra Deluxe Remaster, something something. So, yeah, I have not played the original one, but I was really excited to hear about it, and it was one of those games that I always wanted to play, just never got around to play it. So here we go. Without any further ado, starting on the Stanley Parable. This is supposed to be...
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, I'll let you guys hear that.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his
Welcome,
desk,
Pigeon.
telling him what buttons to push,
You are number one.
how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was he? Stuck in a corporate cubicle.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh my
God. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company.
He's the last man alive.
This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right, I hear ya. Okay, now that we are in control of the game, let's see what we can do. I can't interact with anything over here, so let's just... Door's locked. This door's locked too.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Huh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No co-workers to be found. Yes, Pigeon, 228. We have reached 228 and on the way to 250. We'll complete this month's goal in no time. Okay, I'm just pressing E at everything. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or... This door's locked. Let's just keep following the doors and we'll find out what's right and what's wrong.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
The
he
door
entered the
automatically
door on his
closed.
left.
Okay, so the narrator says that he entered the door on his left. Should I go to the door on the right? That's something they would expect, isn't it? So let's follow what he said. Screens are on. It's a dark room. Oh, that's a meeting going on.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Huh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Gotta find that out, yeah. Yeah, Pigeon, that's right. It was a nice time, wasn't it? Just you on the stream, you and I were talking. But it's fun from time to time, I think. Throw something in the ideas bin. Huh. Looks like a typical corporate company. So, who's operating the projector? Is it automatic? Anyway, let's keep moving. The broom closet opens.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, am I supposed to follow everything this narrator says? Because
There was nothing here, no choice to make, no path to follow, just an
Just an
empty
empty
broom
broom
closet.
closet. This
No
looks like such a
reason to
satire.
stay here.
Okay, gotcha. But you know what? I smell eggs.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Can't even jump up to see if there's anything up over there.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Okay. I'm going. Yeah, okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But we are going downstairs. Not gonna follow what you say this time.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss
I was
would
hoping
think
we
he
could
was
go home
crazy.
early.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All
Well, I
of my
definitely
co-workers
am.
blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Nothing
And as
still
Stanley
makes any
pondered
sense.
this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why
Yeah.
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
I already
And
asked
for
that
that
question.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to
Possible.
himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Is it though?
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Hey,
and
we
then
are looping
perhaps
around.
The strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
Is this
The fresh
this supposed
air
to
of
be
the
closed
world
eyes?
outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Am I even supposed to speak in this stream? Okay, we opened our eyes.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Ah!
This is the story of a woman
Hey,
named
AC.
Mariella.
Welcome to the stream, buddy.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And we're back in the office again. Hey, this is where we started, isn't it? Oh!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I was supposed to go to meet my boss, but I didn't. I went downstairs, right? I think that's what caused the problem. I just turned off this computer. Somehow. Awaiting input. Input received. What next? Is this supposed to do something? I kind of have a feeling this is supposed to do something. Previously, I couldn't I couldn't interact with any of these. Now I can.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go to the right this time. Well, AC, this is the Stanley Parable, which is supposed to be a story where you make choices and there's a narrator who describes everything to you, as you can see. And it's supposed to be some sort of satirical
This was not
play.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This is the employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay, I think that was all. And
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
I'm
first
gonna have
open
to go.
door on his left.
okay, so I think this was the door on the left, and we are in the new area now.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
This isn't the right track.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Even the narrator
here
forgot.
It's, left.
Okay, if I don't, do these doors open? I'm feeling particularly rebellious tonight.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right.
Come
Why would I
on.
have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh, wish you great luck, Pigeon, for your test tomorrow.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right.
The narrators forgot the way.
Okay, yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Are you sure? Because... Okay.
No, no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
I'm not closing my eyes.
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
What?
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
And we started all over again. It's almost as if I have to follow what the narrator says. Otherwise, I'm just gonna circle back around, start the game all over again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This time I'll go to the meeting room directly.
When Stanley...
Left.
Wait. What? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Yep.
Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure.
The narrator's confused himself.
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. Like, can I enter any door now? So I'll go on this one first. Both of these were open. Alright. And I'll take this direction. And it seems like we are back again. Or maybe not. Huh.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Was it?
Do we need to restart the game again?
I don't want to do that.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever...
How many times are you going to restart the game for me?
...and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay. What's the time? It's exactly 11:20. Files are as it is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That's a pencil sharpener. Why is this sitting on the desk? Alright, okay. Was there 2 rooms with... Never mind, I'm not even gonna question anything. Let's just keep going. I was just in the mood of messing around with all these computers. Back in that lobby, and there are no doors here this time.
It's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible
the narrator's gone bonkers, people.
Where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I was trying to interact with the plant, but I think that anything can happen in this game. Where am I supposed to go now? Just backtracking our way all the way.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
But this is not where we started.
Here it comes.
Does it?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I don't think this is gonna work this way. Oh. Didn't we come... never mind. Why am I even questioning this now?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
Neither
Is
do
this
I.
a story? I don't
Who
think
are you
so.
asking?
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Huh.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
What now?
Oh, no. No,
Yeah, of course it doesn't feel right, you idiot. That's not how this works.
I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. Oh, hey, PaintPog1, thank you so much for subscribing to us on Twitch. Welcome to the team. All right, starting all over again.
All right,
Stanley Parable
I've got a
Adventure
solution.
Line.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
That is simple, but all right, let's see. I'm still gonna mess with these computers before we proceed. I wandered off from the line again.
No, I'm done. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Okay, I'm heading back. Hey, someone's been playing solitaire on work PC.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
Boy, you've gone bonkers.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Where's this line going?
I think what
Why
we
isn't it
need right
straight?
now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I don't need that kind of music. Where am I even going? I don't get any of this, but I'm just following this line now. And in between going off track here and there.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
This?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Study this fern? Alright. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to... Okay. I guess... Yeah, let me just take this in. Huh. Okay. I think that should be enough. Let's go, guys. Had enough of this. I know, right, AC?
Wait,
it gives such a weird bad vibes.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
What's even going on? And I wandered off track again. Back in this
Still
room.
missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
Yeah, we could have. If you had those doors there already. Wait, am I going the right way? Or... No, we just started from here, right? Yeah. But we're back in the office for some reason. This door is closed. Okay, let's see where this line goes. And we are back in this room again.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
For crying out loud, this is the 5th time we have restarted this game. I mean, the narrator has restarted this game. How am I supposed to get anything done if this is how... Well, I guess this is all the part of the game. Let's keep moving, shall we? Let me just grab the cup of my coffee. Give me just 1 second. Alright. Nothing like a good cup of coffee at night. I do have a feeling that this monitor is gonna do something later on in the story, perhaps. Guess we'll find out. Let's keep moving. I am not leaving these computers untouched.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we
The narrator does not stick to his own ideas.
How about this direction?
Which direction? Right.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Could be anything.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
You want me to use my imagination? We're stuck in a loop.
I'm ready for it.
Boy, we're stuck in a loop. Hey. How? This is so wonderful. I mean, how does the game even manage to do this? That's some great development work gone into this game. I mean, this feels like I'm stuck in a loop if I'm going in this direction. But if I go in the reverse direction... Are you serious? How does this even work? Alright.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Acknowledge it? Trademark. Oh, AC, you want to go to Discord? Maybe wait for a little while, because like there's the narrator that's speaking, then I'll be the one who's speaking, and I don't know if a lot of people are going to be there. Might just be a little confusing, isn't it?
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Is
How
it?
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
I'm not
I
walking
know that
anywhere.
Each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that
Anything
our
that you said
destination
makes zero sense.
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I do not accept that logic. Nope. Can I go into the left door? No. Okay. Huh. Okay, the confusion ending. You've been playing
Hold up, what's
the
this?
confusion for almost 19 minutes.
Confusion ending? You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? Determined? So Now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
Well, I guess that's what's going to happen.
Who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't
But thank you, Janvi, for liking the stream.
Is it really?
I hope you enjoy it.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Alright, so just like I was feeling trapped,
stopped.
the narrator feels trapped as well.
Did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
He has no idea.
I guess now
I think just like Stanley, he's also been just doing this.
That this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
We will, actually.
Well, in the meantime...
What am I even supposed to... Hey, what just happened? So the game restarted, and according to the script, the narrator is supposed to forget that any of that just ever happened. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Hey.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not going to the meeting room. Me and the narrator, we are escaping from this cycle. One way or another. No matter how
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm gonna try all doors, mess with all computers. Input received. Hey! I think... Okay, I don't know. But we already had one input done. And so this pink rectangle appeared. And now we have done the second input. We seem to be making some progress here. I mean, I don't know what this will reveal. Still something. Username access. The current time. Okay. I don't suppose anything else is gonna be here.
Every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in any way.
Well, that's what you say, but you just got reset, narrator. I still have all the memories. At least.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Of course, okay.
Wow.
We can do that.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
What the hell, man? Hey, that's someone's handwriting. What is this?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And this is where we went last time. Let's go over here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. It's gonna cause death, isn't it? And then we're gonna have to pay $5,000. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
This is the Stanley Parable, after all.
Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
How is he even gonna prove that? I'm just having fun by not following directions. And the doors are automatically closing
Now
still.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
But Stanley didn't.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, he didn't.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Hey, that's still the blue
walked.
though.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
I do.
don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't
Is that
even finished
right?
building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay, sure.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Yeah, okay. I'll take the new door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay.
You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
You have a soul?
Can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
And did we restart again? Stanley Parable, worldwide leaderboard. Skip the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% of the players chose the blue doors. Compete against the others. Damn, I'm in love with the design of this game. If I take this door again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Am I your
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
I would.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Can I jump into the fire?
On your experience.
And the sound. I think I'm gonna have to let the baby die. I'm gonna mute the game till something happens. I mean, I don't know what's even going on, but I don't want you guys to have your eardrums blown out. I'm done with this. I'm letting the baby die. Yo, burn in fire like you want to.
You heartless bastard.
Yeah, I'm the
Did you do
heartless
it
one,
because
huh?
you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why
It
don't we play someone
was.
else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Let's go
Let's
then.
see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Well, of course
Yes,
not.
that must be it. What
No.
a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
This is also confusing. And hey, they've done the S drawing, the one that we used to do in school. Huh, alright. I don't understand. Again. How about we go the other way around? Check what those propane containers are about. Yeah. Can I interact with these? I cannot. Can't even jump, man. Oh. I just clipped through this floor for some reason. Okay. I don't think that was supposed to happen. But I had to come down anyway. That saves me time.
Oh, no, it can't be.
Oh, decide, narrator. You don't have anything in control anymore.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh,
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to
there's a
follow. You
gap
can
in
just
this
go
wall.
in any... Oh, thank
Can't-
heavens we avoided it.
squeeze through.
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something
Okay.
with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Well, this guy just walled us in.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
This is Rocket League.
Wonderful.
Come on.
See,
This
this
game
is
is
exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Should I head towards the goalpost?
Okay,
even
so what
run.
exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
What the hell
We
is a
shall run
sports
the bases
ball?
and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, okay. Our speed just increased. I think I can ram the ball. Let's put it in the blue one. Whee! Goal! Hey.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my... Hold on. What are you doing?
And we're okay. What
Stanley,
the?
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
What the? The narrative is up there. He cannot follow us down here. What? So where the hell are we? Oh, This kind of feels like a fall, a drop. I don't even have a torch to look in the dark. Where am I supposed to go? This is too dark. Welcome, Alex Hardwired. Welcome to the stream, bro. And yes, I have the same reaction as you do. I don't know what the hell is going on in this game. Okay, I think this looks like a poorly old game designed way back. You guys seeing this? I hope it's not too dark for you guys. Where am I supposed to go? Huh, okay. Through this door. Oh, I see light. Computers. Can't get inside those rooms anyway. Alright. Some hope. Let's see. What is this room about? I cannot interact with anything per se. I don't even have a reflection. Dude, this is a mirror. Oh, my bad. Not a mirror. It's a see-through glass. And it's a different room. And if there's nothing over here, none of these doors... Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oh, that got dark pretty quick. Huh. So, we just restarted again. Okay. Employees
All
are
of his
gone.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see. No input screens this time. I hate Mondays. So do I. And it's already Monday for me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
okay, this time
he
I'll take
entered
the left
door
one.
on his left.
There's only so much that you can mess with the narrator, yeah?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Huh. We are in the broom closet again.
No, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I am done. Let's go to the boss's office.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Damn. Boss got a dope office. Executive bathroom. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. I don't know. But okay. Can we not do anything in here? Apparently not. That quote was nice to read. Keyboard input received. Cool. This door, where does it lead to? Oh. Hey, who's killing those pandas? Business strategy? I don't like my boss. There's an elevator that goes up. Huh. There's only 2 buttons in here. Up or down? Let's go up. Nice elevator music. Why is this glowing? Okay, how long is it gonna take? And it stopped. We are right back where we started. Okay, I think that's the game telling us to go to the boss's office first. And it's empty though.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Alright, wish you luck, AC.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Go and wreak havoc. And that is the new passage that opened up. Is there anything else that we might get from this office? This telephone? Or... Why do I still have this crosshair? Okay, never mind. I wanted to play the piano. It's a shame they didn't add that in. Too bright. And too dark. Okay, I'll go. Hey, I pressed up.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
Yeah,
Why
silly
did
you.
Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I'm gonna take the elevator this time, and I'm gonna press the down button. The other elevator that we found in the office. Can I fall down from here? No, but I am stuck. Oh, okay, we got out. I don't think it is programmed for me to be falling from this place, so game won't let that happen. Even if that happened, then that
here we are, Stanley.
probably
It's your
be...
boss's office, exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision
door
you've made
locked.
to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
What was the pin again? Oh, there's a camera up there. But I guess if there's no other room, or why did they even give us the choice to come up? I guess they are hiding something. There is something in here that I still haven't found. Maybe by pulling a book. It's gotta be something. Or maybe I watch a lot of movies. Alright. Heading back in then.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Even the narrator is fascinated by our behavior. If I go back up this time, I wonder what's gonna happen. But okay, we don't
Surely
have that
this
much time.
Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't like this. This says escape. Let's go.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Is that right? Guess we'll find out. Let's go.
The door behind him was not shut.
You think
Stanley
I'm afraid
still
of
had
death,
every
boy?
opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Why is he moving left? Whee! Okay. This guy's got no fall damage.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was
The hell is
inched
even going
closer
on?
and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
I think I can crouch.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and
Wonder what's
willingly
gonna happen
accepted this
next.
violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Can I jump off or anything?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant,
Who is this now?
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I don't think that happened. We were just released and there's a bunch of boxes here. And what's that? The Stanley Parable. It's too dark.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
The narrator
When
seems
every
to be
path you
stupid.
can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The office's layout is pre-decided. The two doors are pre-decided. Everything is decided before. The filing cabinets. Computers, hey! See? See? What was this even supposed to accomplish? Button sounds. Then there's the office. Is the game finished? Is that the end? They have shown the credits. 431, 436. The office. And this is the maintenance room. I wonder what would happen. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. Huh. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Okay. I guess that could have been one part of this game. Let's see. I still smell eggs. You know, this game has juked us multiple times, and I think they won't leave this opportunity. This was the Ultra Deluxe announcement. And what do we have here? The apartment timer. In the previous version. Okay, so not picking up the phone would lead to different ending. Is that right? So the timer just reset. Yeah, this is the projector from the meeting room. But what is this place? I mean, if Stanley was already dead from the start, Zending levers. And okay, trailers. I'm still confused, guys. I'm really still confused. The game is now paused. Begin the game again, resume the game option, return to menu. This is the escape menu. Yeah, okay. I'm not restarting just yet. I wonder what would happen if we took the different path. Let's find out, shall we? Let's go that way. Boss's office. The office clock. Yeah, this was the clock that was in my room, yeah? In my cubicle, or whatever you would call that.
Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Narrator outtakes, Kevin writing, the voice of the narrator. Okay, so this is all just the
Stanley jumped in the river.
all just the information of the game. Okay, I guess. Let's head back up top. What do we find? Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. I see. But why is the game showing us all this? Exit. Stanley Parable.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
And the game is
Can
off.
you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Ow. Is the game gonna restart? Yes, it is. And we are back on the clock again. Perhaps this was not the end, just like I was saying. So
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
we'll
mean?
start at this
Stanley
point
decided
again.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's keep pushing forward. Let's see what we find. I'm really intrigued how many combinations a game could possibly have. And just 1 second. I have a mosquito in my room and it's annoying the shit out of me. Huh. Sorry about that. Oh my god, Pigeon, you missed so much. You missed the whole plot of this game. Wait, this is a different room altogether. This is a new story.
When Stanley came to a set
Okay,
of 2
I
open
guess
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should I keep following what the narrator
Yet
says?
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an
Oh my
answer
god.
there.
The narrator literally just boarded up the broom closet. Can I pull these off? Perhaps not.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Huh. There we are. Want to use the executive bathroom again. Hey, the code changed. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the bosses suffer losses, then that's what the bosses chose. Never mind. Hey, turn it on. I was hoping I would get the extra input over here. Let's see. What happens if we choose the go down button? It's gonna take too long to explain, Pigeon. Sorry, but I'll do that in later, maybe someday. Or you can watch the stream again if you have time. Why do these papers glow? I still don't understand. Alright, I have established these lift does nothing, just vibrates in one place.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Yeah.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
That pissed
kind
him
of
off.
Anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a
Because
few moments.
I already
with
knew the
some
code that
calming
the
new age
narrator told me
music.
earlier. Come on, open up. Dude.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, here we go. What next?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Should I go in here? I don't wanna. Oh. The door's already closed. Guess we have no other choice. What does this say? It's just a bunch of random numbers. Can I jump off? Probably not. Why is this some kind of a door?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, this is the mind control room, perhaps. I thought they were gonna control my mind, but seems like it's something else. There's just this button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
Whoa.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wonder what the last one is. It's gonna send me up. Nothing else to do.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Yeah,
his own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah, I guess so.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Mind control status is offline.
His past began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For
Yep,
he
that's right.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
The console's disabled. Everything says mind control device is offline. What am I supposed to do? Should I climb up first? There is a button up there. Let's see what that does. Can I? Hello. Open this door. Guess not. Gonna have to find an alternate way. Number 3. That didn't do anything. 1, 2. Okay, they are in order. First 1. Nothing happened. 2. I guess. Oh. Okay, perhaps not. I was thinking if those numbers on the wall make any sense, but it doesn't look like they do, because there is no 0 button that I've seen so far. Hey, what does this big red button do? Ooh, what does this button do? Okay. Facility power. Guess we need to turn on the power from here and...
And when at last he found the source of the...
I just turned everything off. Okay. What next?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Feels like it.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal
What if I
had
fall?
not been to understand,
Can I fall?
but to let go.
I guess
No
not.
longer would anyone tell him where to go.
Okay, so
what
this
to do,
is not extending.
or how to feel.
It's just the light
Whatever
falling
life
on
he
it.
lives, it will be his.
And
That
damn,
was all he needed to know.
we are
It
out
was
in the open
perhaps
now.
the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Finally free.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
But what about other people like me? Guess we will also find out what happened to them. And the game starts all over again. Am I missing something? Or
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
yeah, I hope it is a sign of something. Let's find out if it is. No input computers again. New content. Okay.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh, hey, this whole platform moves. Give me a moment, AC. Be right there with you. I guess the game's still not done with us.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands
What
the world of
kind
the
of
Stanley
content?
Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
So this is where the Ultra Deluxe content starts? I guess. Okay. Huh.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning
It's
of
even
a
as
mesmerizing adventure.
Confusing and new for the narrator as it is for us.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content,
Okay,
Stanley.
we are here. New content,
All
the
right.
jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Hey, we can jump now. Jumps from oh. And I cannot jump anymore. If I'm outside the circle.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah, what else you got?
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
It is
It's
your
just
game after
elevators
all.
and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Okay,
Yes.
behind me.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
What else am I
It's
supposed to
my
do
fault,
now?
Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try
No.
to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Like
What do you
always.
say, friend?
Didn't even ask me yes or no. And hey, the whole office. Come on, man. I can't take this anymore. The whole office has changed into some sort of industrial facility, I guess. Alright. Let's see, where does this lead to?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Yeah, okay. Creepy voice calling you into a vent. Always go there. Ow.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Okay.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
This almost looks like a walk in the past. But what? Why am I even... How does this all make sense? In memory, little Stanley. Ah.
Read all our memories all, c'est cela pris de
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game
Are they
ever
literally
created. It was
doing a
Skyrim, it was
monologue about
Persona
their own
3,
game
it was all of
inside
them.
this
And
game?
now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Okay, so the door opened and the original and memory zone maintenance. Okay, this won't open. Person of the year. I think that's probably Stanley. Door won't open. Hello, Nene. Welcome to the stream. And AC, you've got a theory about the lore of the game. What do you got? Tell me about it.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
And that door opened up. There's boxes in front of it. Can I open this now? Cannot, perhaps. How do I go? Cannot even jump in this game. Perhaps.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, this is the door that
But I wouldn't give
opened.
to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Yeah, you don't.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
we are in the
God,
maintenance
no.
zone.
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Okay. Now the door opened up.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I
was actually laying back on my chair and I did not have my hands on the keyboard. And the painting started to fall. I kind of thought that I had to move back, but I just didn't. And that kind of scared me. Okay, you just made the story pretty dark and pretty soon. AC, in just a few words. Awesome job, buddy. I guess we'll find out, maybe. Let's go. Yeah, it is a good theory. Let's keep moving forward. There's so many Steam reviews in these containers for this game. And perhaps this is just the content for the Ultra Deluxe. And this was not part of the original game. Because how would it? Because when the game was released back in 2013, this wouldn't make sense, would it? That's possible. He might be helping Stanley regain his memories. Stanley might have lost his memories for some reason. He may have had amnesia of some sort. Alright.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
Let's just read this.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel...
Unimpeachable?
Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
That's kind of also not true.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not
Where
if
am I
it means
supposed
we
to
can
go
strike
next?
these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews
Whoa,
of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd
Dude,
give anything for
what
the customer,
the
Stanley.
hell is
Yes,
even going
a
on?
skip button we shall have.
But
And
if I...
here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
This guy
The
just won't
story
shut up on
and
his
the
own,
choices,
would he?
or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the
Can I,
written
like,
of their Steam
keep this
review,
button
or at
pressed
least
forever?
change some of the word. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
You can't stop me.
I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? Oh, Stanley.
Keep thinking.
You're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even
This guy
close,
won't shut
because
up.
I
He still
know
won't
you
shut
can't
up.
hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not
All
the
about
story.
what you need.
None
What about
of that
what I
matters
need?
anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe.
Oh, you
I'm
are
not
just
a
as real as
fiction.
I am.
Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it.
And now
I can't be
think
taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose
if I
myself
press
in the
this
stretch
button,
of
then
emptiness
that
between
would be
you
really
and me.
devastating for
When
the
you press
narrator.
that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us.
You're the one who got me this
Suspended in
button.
its unyielding quietness, I can feel the edges of my reality.
He's just not gonna stop, is he?
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and
It's
not
been
moved
over
for
an year?
entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside,
I
what
come
took
back.
its place is what I can only describe as
Sorry.
the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever...
Finally, silence. But there's still no door. How am I supposed to get out of this place? Wonder what happened to the narrator. The leaves still are right here. They haven't decayed, even though it's been over an year. And I think even more than that, because we pressed the button after that too. The slide is out too now. Let's skip further. Hey. That's the fire alarm? The clock fell off. I don't see anything else. And I can't reach that fire alarm of some sort. Whatever that is. Smoke alarm, fire alarm.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to
Wait.
speak to the human
What?
condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It
Why was
wasn't
the
enough.
narrator
They
quiet
had
in
to
the
leave a
last
pathetic little
skip?
thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then
Do I really
he's
have to
talking
go
too
all
much.
the way
They said,
around?
first he didn't entertain us, now he won't
Oh,
shut
come
up.
on.
It's the...
And he's quiet again. There's perhaps no room or door again. Yeah, I'll just press the button again. Did you hear that? There's water dripping down that pipe. I just saw it. Yeah, there we go. Can I like put a bucket under it? There was a bucket over there, right? I mean, I don't know what's the significance for this water dropping, but I think it's just for atmospheric purposes.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end,
Okay,
is never the
the
end,
na-
is never the
the
end,
narrator's
is
gone
never the
bonkers, guys.
end, is never the 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 end, is never.
Don't even know how many years we've skipped through. Those pipes are gonna give up soon. The narrator is quiet again. Let's skip forward again. I don't see any other way out. Holy moly! I think the pipe exploded because of corrosion. But there's still no way out, perhaps, is there? was hoping a wall would be knocked out, which I could use, but I guess we're just gonna have to skip time again. Gonna have to use the skip button. Just wanna make one last trip and see if there's anything that we missed over here. Yeah, no, we didn't. Okay then. Let's use the skip button. Light and nothing else. If I could use these stairs, I think I could set it up right here, climb up these pipes, and maybe escape. But I guess that's not an option. It's probably not an option. Nature's taken over. It's another rock. Drops straight onto the clock. Still wonder what I'm supposed to do. Should I still skip? Okay. Well, not yet, bro. Not yet, AC. I want to see this game through. Now I'm hooked. I still wonder. Oh, yeah, these white plates fell from the roof. Hey. What was that screaming? You guys hear that too, right? Hello? It's coming at regular intervals. Okay, something happened to this building and that way opened up. But who was that screaming? I'm still concerned about that. And I want to know who built this staircase. It's still doing just fine. And that radiator. Holy. The human civilization has perished. So the sun is rising from there. So that's perhaps the east. Okay, so we are. Let's follow the sun. I don't see anything for miles. Like literally. And you know what? There's a saying that if someone's lost in a desert, they're never found again. And we're back at the office. Are you serious?
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
This might just be a different office. And yes, AC, the game does have a different outcome based on the choices that I make. That much I could figure out, but you know, it's still intriguing to actually know what the hell is going on. Hey, new content. Alright. Yes, I'll bite.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
You have something very exciting to show me, alright? The narrator's got something exciting to show us, people. Let's see what they've got. New content. And okay, there's the elevator again. Let's go.
You
Show
see,
me what's
Stanley,
new.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. A game advertising itself.
See, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged
Just doesn't get better
an
than this.
entirely new experience built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Okay.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right
that's
there.
A crow.
It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
2. Stanley Parable 2. New mug. Concept art is not even a perfect circle. But you know, it's actually awesome. The game is advertising itself.
Now, to be clear, I
And
haven't
I'm
quite nailed down what
absolutely
exactly
sure.
the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
Yeah, Stanley Parable
But
2 is not
let's take a look
releasing
at some of the features
anytime.
I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of
design,
naturally
pitch, break, pitch
spring up
design.
around them.
Number 2
It'll
tab.
all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Why are they focusing so much on the number 2? Sequels: Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Doom 2, Original Sin 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. Not gonna deny, these were good games. Crap, the ultimate sequel. What? Dude, none of this makes sense. There's a crow again. There's a closed crow again. This way to the show floor. I tend to go to the other way. Never following directions. We are still the only one to be seeing the showcase, perhaps? There's no other human in this universe. Damn, they've really done a number on these things.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says name of the player playing that game. This
For
is
the Stanley Parable 2, I
This is
asked
interesting.
myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Let's
Isn't
see.
that wonderful? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final
of course
game,
I'm not
this
Jim.
button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Okay,
Just
so
play
I'm
along.
Jim
I
now.
promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take
Not
a
even
deep
Stanley?
breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you
Okay.
don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now,
Nope.
allow yourself to become Jim.
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get
Yeah.
out here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Okay, you got it. You ask it, you get it.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable
Saying
too.
please no
They
screenshots.
would appreciate what I've created here.
And I'm streaming this whole thing live. No screenshots though. What? I thought this was a button. Sorry, my bad. The button that says the name of the player. Jump circle, infinite hole. And reassurance bucket, new feature. I want to see the infinite hole.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Huh?
But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
This is such an undecisive narrator. Time, depth, space-time, infinity hole is gonna defy science and physics for us. This is the chart for the infinite hole? Depth, space, question mark, science, more. More hole. Infinity falling. Educational use. Then they've nailed the spellings of educational. Awesome. Yep, I think I can
Stanley,
trust
here's
falling
an
into
idea
this.
that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever.
Yeah, let me just do that real
Infinite
quick.
fall.
Stop
You
talking.
can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for... You see? Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
We have a teleport button? Then what's the purpose of this hole?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
What if I
Do it
don't?
on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
If it's an infinite hole, it shouldn't matter, right? I guess we can keep falling down?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From
Well,
one
it
perspective,
shouldn't.
the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
And we reached the end.
Hey, well, good for you. You found the bottom of
Wait,
the
what?
hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and cheat, and you're so clever. Look,
Yeah,
I
okay.
think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look,
Okay, I'm
things
pressing
got a
G, but
little
it's not
heated there.
working.
I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to walk
Yeah,
up
okay.
to the top of the
Let's
hill
go
and we
back
can
up
move
top.
on.
Let's continue
I'll just
that.
be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
This... Okay, yeah, this is the right place. I was wondering that this is another place. Something changed, but it didn't. So let's climb back up. See what else we've got in this new content place. The holy moly, how deep can we dig? Well, it's not infinite. That's what we found out. Free, new, plus easy achievement. Okay. This is like enjoying a tech fair. Pull the lever and receive the achievement.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
What else does this machine do? Can we change any controls? Anything at all? Perhaps not.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still
Is there
fully
anything
broken.
that works
I'm not
right
a
now?
wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Come on. At least try to pull it down further, Stanley. Nothing's gonna happen this way. Okay, never mind. We came all the way for nothing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting slightly annoyed by this game now. But I guess we have no other choice but to go back.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Is this the same fern that the narrator told us to remember? I don't think so. It's different. I don't think it's the same. Free achievement collectibles. Let's see. What do we have in collectibles?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there
What
will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them and then
Okay,
you move the hair
now we
on
know
your
what Stanley
underarm
looks like,
life.
guys. Yay! 1 out of 6 collected. Collect them all. Can you find them all? Well, I guess we don't have any other thing to do. So we will do that. Just that.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Okay. Guess let's try the reassurance bucket. We haven't tried that yet, yeah? We have the
You know
jump
what,
circle
Stanley?
again.
I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea.
I'm gonna use all the jumps. I don't care. Wonder why is there a limit to this? And we can't jump anymore. Can we reset it somehow? I don't see any option. There's merch. There's the... Yeah, we've already been through this. We've gone through this. I don't think there's anything to be seen in the merch. The end is never the end. Is never the end. It's never the end. Huh. This was the reassurance bucket, right? Let's see what this is.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Reassurance
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Still a laughing bucket?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Okay.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this bucket. What else do we
Does
got?
anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Didn't see this area before. Won't open. There's gotta be a button somewhere around here that would open this area up, maybe. But if it's not, then where am I supposed to go next? There's something over here. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Free achievement, setting the world champion. Okay, let's see what that's about. And the door's clocked. Come on. Where else am I supposed to go then? We've already been in this place. Got the collectibles. Let's check the map. Let's read the map. See what it says. Jump circle. This map. Okay, we are right here. The button that says player's name. We've got that. We've got the merge setting. The world champion is locked. We've got the reassurance bucket right here in our hands. Office decorations is number 3. Okay, I guess I'll try that. And that's it. Oh, there's the exit. There's the exit. Right. So we are right here. There's the exit, right? Yeah. Okay. Through here. I want to go out. I've had enough of this. And I'm taking this bucket with me.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yes,
Ready
I
to
have.
move on now?
Thank you for everything. I am going out of this place. And how long? How? Okay. Is this a screen?
So, Stanley,
Play
what
or
do you
something?
think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
It's even more
This
broken.
isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Looks
With
like the old one.
with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
And we are in the Stanley Parable 2 now. This game doesn't cease to amaze. Okay. It's got its own set of settings. So if we start it all over again,
of a man named Stanley.
it starts all over again.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Seems like something changed, like
All of
we've
his
got the
co-workers had
balloons,
gone. What could it mean?
but it
Stanley
starts all
decided
over
to go
again.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, there's the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I'm gonna keep it with me. I think that was expected by the game and developers, that anybody going around this place was gonna pick up the bucket. Try every door.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on it. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
bucket?
was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the maintenance section. There's only so many combinations a game can have, right? Right?
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Raw assets. What
You see,
the?
your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet.
Can't
Because
escape.
that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Okay.
Whee!
This car
Look at
moved
that
away.
wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
And there's the music that we heard when we were last in this place.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those
Oh, no,
great
I am
jokes from the
hooked,
original
AC.
dialogue?
I am
All those
hooked onto
Stanley-
this game. I just can't leave without a closure.
It's as classic now as it was back then.
I have
Let's
to
do
finish
it for
it.
the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Give the bucket up, perhaps? Okay, come on, come on, come on.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
Where are
We
we?
need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore
How
of the
over the
Stanley
top one
Parable.
game can
True,
be.
it also was not in
Dude.
the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
I don't actually.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Oh. Why is he not?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its
The bucket
singular
doesn't want to go in.
personality trait. Sure, I can
Do we have any extra controls? How to throw anything, or maybe I don't see anything like that.
hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after
Vibrating in
this.
anger, it seems.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now.
Whoa,
The fans
whoa,
are
whoa.
waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
It exploded. The bucket destroyer exploded. Wonder where we are now.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I really wonder how over the top a game can be. And we are back again. Keeps going on and on and
All
on and
this
on and on and
chaos
on and on
was
again.
What could it mean?
The end is never,
Stanley
the end
decided
is
to go
never.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Let me
simply missed a memo.
Turn off all
No
these
matter how
screens.
hard Stanley looked, he
Hey,
couldn't find a trace
another
of his
input.
co-workers.
I wanna get another input. See what happens. There a balloon on the chair. Should I pick up the bucket again?
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go downstairs this time
Still
instead
no
of
one
the
was
boss's
here.
office.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Hey,
You
found a
one.
collectible
One of
again.
the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
Found
no
the
reward
collectible
for
again.
collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think
And
he
we're
was
stuck
crazy.
in the loop again.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows
Did
what
we
sorts
throw
of
the bucket
bizarre
away?
hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
There's so many
He rushed
buckets.
forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley.
God.
Find me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of
Nope,
the bucket
AC,
had been
I
coming
haven't.
from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
The bucket is inside of me?
Painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Yeah, of course, if anybody has a bucket inside of them, then they will black out.
This
Obviously.
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her
Bucket
place
again.
of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass.
Just
And
because she has
backflipped
the bucket.
all the way to work.
Backflipped all the way to work. And we are gonna start all over again. Okay. Okay. You know what, guys? I think we've had enough of this. But I am not gonna lie. I had an absolute blast playing this game, and this has just been a very unique experience for me, and I hope it has been for you too. With that, let's call this stream over. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, um, I might just come back with another game in a few minutes. For now, let's call this an end. See you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys.